going to be cooking up a chicken pie today. It's a nice simple recipe, but you know, inside it's really delicious, and on the top you've got a lovely puff pastry. So we're going to put this together, very simple, very flavoursome, and I know you're going to love it. So let's go through the ingredients first, get it all prepared, and then get on with the cooking. So to make this chicken pie, I just want to quickly go through the ingredients we're going to use. Now I've got my chicken breast there, I've got 6 chicken breasts. In terms of weight, I would say a total of about 700 grams. Chop them up fairly chunky and fry them with the onions and that. Now I've got my onion, just going to peel that, chop that down fairly fine. I've got 4 baby leeks. Now you could use a normal size leek. Just make sure you wash it, slit it, wash it under cold water, clean the layers out, chop it down fairly chunky. Now I've got some button mushrooms, just going to slice those down. 2 cloves of garlic, which I'm going to crush, 2 bay leaves. Then I've got some nutmeg. Now this is like a whole nutmeg. I'm just going to grate, you know, a little bit of it with a cheese grater just to get a bit of nutmeg flavour. It really kind of lifts the dish. Now I'm going to be using fresh tarragon. You could use thyme if you wanted to as an alternative, but I think fresh tarragon, really nice. Just peel the leaves off and chop it up reasonably fine. Now I've got some double cream, about 150 millilitres of double cream. I'm also going to use 150 millilitres of chicken stock and the same amount, 150 millilitres of white wine. Now if you don't drink wine, don't worry, you can always add a little bit more stock. Salt and pepper seasoning. Then I've got a little bit of flour, just going to use a little bit because I want the sauce to sort of thicken up a little bit. Then we've got the puff pastry. Now I'm going to use ready to roll. It's ready rolled. Just lay it out over the top of your pie, put it in the oven. Keeps your life really simple. 1 egg. Now the egg, I'm just going to use that to brush over the top of the puff pastry. It just gives it a beautiful colour and makes it look really nice. So there's all the ingredients. What I'm going to do is just get it all washed up and prepared, and then we're going to get on with the cooking. So I've got all the ingredients all laid out, they've all been prepared, so we're ready for getting on with the cooking. Now I've got a good sized pan there. I'm going to switch it on to about a medium heat, and I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil and some butter in the pan, and we're going to start by frying the leeks and the onion. That's it, just give that a quick move around. That'll do. We've got the onions and leeks. Just get those in there. And again, just always move it around, get everything nicely covered. And spread that out. And then I'm going to go in with the chicken. Now I'm going to add a little bit of ground black pepper. Some salt. Start turning the chicken around a little bit, turn it over. Now I'm also going to add my mushrooms, sliced up mushrooms. Really just keep moving this all around, 6 to 7 minutes I would say. If the heat's a bit high, always turn it down a little bit. Remember, just give it all a bit of a toss around. So it's cooking nice and evenly. So what I'm also going to do, just make a little place in the middle there. I think I'm going to add me crushed garlic. So just got a couple of cloves of garlic in there. Just crush those. Put them in, and I'll scoop out anything left in the machine. And again, if the heat's dropped down, always turn it up a little bit. Move it all around. Just try and keep that garlic in the middle a minute, and then we can start mixing it up. Just give it a quick final stir. And then I'm going to add in the white wine. So let's just turn the heat up a little bit. Now with the white wine, I'm going to use a good glug of that. Only a little bit left. Now do this on a fairly high heat, and what you want to do is reduce the liquid by 2/3. There's only 1/3 left because you want to burn off the alcohol, so we just keep the flavours. So do it on a high heat, give it the occasional turnover so everything gets flavoured, and wait until a lot of the liquid's gone. So I think that's reduced enough now, so I'm going to put in the stock. Pop in the bay leaves. Now I'm just going to turn this down. I'm going to turn it down to a simmer. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of plain flour because I want to thicken this sauce up a little bit. Give that a mix up. Once you've got it all mixed up, then just leave it simmering away until you've got about half the amount of liquid overall. So let it reduce down by about half. So I've got that mixture and I've been simmering away for probably about 25 minutes. It's reduced down quite a lot, and also it's thickened up. Look, it's looking almost like a stew, looking delish. Now what I'm going to do next is to add me double cream. Now alternatively, if you don't want to use double cream, you could use creme fraiche. So let's get the double cream. I'm just going to add that in. At the same time, might as well add that tarragon, fresh tarragon. Oh, it's starting to look nice. Smelling lovely, that tarragon. You smell that, beautiful. Now I've also going to add some nutmeg. So I've got the whole nutmeg, which sort of get a little bit in there. I'll probably use that much, so stir that over, get it all mixed. Now what I'm going to do next is turn the heat up and bring it up to a boil until the sauce has all thickened up. So keep stirring it while you're doing this. Get it all bubbling away. As soon as it's thickened up how you want it, then we just test for seasoning, and then we're all done. Look at that, it's looking like a nice creamy chicken mixture there. Oh. Now I've been bubbling mine away for about 4 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes, so I think we're pretty much there. It's thickened up, looking good. Now let's just switch it off the heat. That's it. Now I'm just going to try a little bit of that for seasoning. Now I'm just going to taste, see what we've got here. See what we need in the way of seasoning, if anything. That's got a lovely flavour to it. I'm not going to add any salt or pepper, but I think one thing I'm going to add is a tiny little bit of mustard. I'm going to use a bit of Dijon mustard just to give it a little bit of warmth. So I'm just going to use about a teaspoon or less. Now I'm just going to mix that up. I'm not even going to bother cooking it anymore because it's going to go in the oven anyway. So just mix that up, give it a quick taste if you want, and that is all ready to go. And start making up this pie. And let me just try a tiny little bit of that again with that bit of mustard. Nice. It just gives it a bit of warmth, lovely. especially on a cold day. So now we've got the chicken mixture all ready to go. Now I've got myself a dish there. Now when you want to choose your dish, try and choose one that is the right size. I was actually wanting to use this metal one, but it's just a little bit too big and it's not going to look so good in that dish. So I've used the next size down. It happens to be this glass one I've got here, a Pyrex, but you can still use that perfectly well. Now I'm just going to put this mixture in. Try and be careful. So I'll just scrape the last bits. That's it, every drop. Now let's just give that a gentle squash down. Time to put the puff pastry on. Now I've got the puff pastry, as I say, it's ready to go, ready rolled, so you haven't got get your rolling pin out. It's just all done for you. Now I'm just going to lift it away a little bit. Roll it out. Just lay it over the top. Make sure you leave a little bit all the way round. I'll just cut a little bit off of the bottom there. I just grabbed myself a pair of scissors. Got me scissors. Now you notice in the background I've put my oven on. Just I want to get it preheated. So let's just trim this up a little bit. Let's just trim it around here. Over here as well. I'm still leaving a little bit extra. I'm not going right up to the rim. That's it. And again, let's just kind of tuck that in, make sure it's there. Just kind of lifting it up at the edge a little bit. That'll all puff up, look nice. There you go, one pie. So whilst I was waiting for the oven to sort of preheat, I've just put a little bit of decoration on mine, but you know, make your pie your own and put your own decoration. Now what I'm going to do is just brush it all with a little bit of egg. Just try and do that all over really, all the leaves, the berries and whatever you've got. Because this will help to give it a beautiful colour when it's all baked up. So I'll just carry on doing this. So now I've got the pie ready to go and we've got that egg wash on top, so that's going to look beautiful when it comes out. Now at this point, what you want to try and remember is to make some little stab marks in the pastry with a sharp knife, otherwise some little slits. The reason you want to do that is because when it's baking in the oven, it just lets some of the steam out. Now I must confess, I did forget to do it on camera, but once I put it in the oven, I made some little stab marks, so try and remember to do that at this point. So my oven's just come up to temperature and obviously we've got the pie all ready to go, so let's put it in the oven, get it cooking. So let's just open it up. Just going to place that in there. Now what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to cook it until the puff pastry is all puffed up and gone golden brown, because all the chicken mixture underneath is all nicely cooked, so we're just really wanting to get the puff pastry looking really good. So keep an eye on it. Temperature wise, 200 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, gas mark 6. So keep an eye on it, pull it out when it's lovely and golden brown. So I've had my pie cooking in the oven for about 25 minutes and I did have a quick peek and the pastry looks good to me. It looks beautiful. Now I'm going to pull this out and put it on the table. So I've got my pie, that is looking nice, and you still see where I put PIE for pie, and also you've got the little leaves on the side. So that is looking like an interesting pie, and I can't wait to get stuck in. Now what I'm going to do is move it back, and then I'm going to serve some up. Now with the pie, I'm just going to move this a little bit over here, so I can bring a plate in, and then I'm going to serve some up. So let's serve some of that pie up. I'm just going to go in there. And again, let's see if we can just make it come away from the edge a little bit. I'm just going to go in and hope for the best. Whee. Oh, it smells beautiful in there. Just going to put some more. Get some of that juice as well. Oh yeah, a little bit more juice. Look at that mixture, that is a beautiful pie mixture. Now let's just try some of that. So just to show you, I've got a lovely puff pastry there. Let's just try some of the meaty chickeny sauce. Oh. The chicken's nice and tender. It's got a beautiful flavour. All those ingredients, the tarragon, a little bit of mustard I added just at the end. Oh, this is delicious. Absolutely wonderful. I'm just going to have a little bit of that puff pastry with it as well. Get a bit of that sauce. Whoa. That puff pastry just really makes it. It's the cherry on the cake. Beautiful. Go and make this because it really is yummy. And it's quite simple. Takes a little bit of time, but the results are great. So I hope you enjoy as much as I did. Thanks for watching my videos. And you know, if you like what I do, don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next video, The Original Naked Chef.